Ladies and gentlemen, great to see you today, and thank you for joining us on this, our very special travel show to celebrate the launch of Wendy Wu Tours' new holiday brochure to Central Asia and India, packed with lots of fantastic touring experiences. I'm Andy, your host on today's show, and I'm really looking forward to spending this time with you today. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, lots coming up on today's show. We're going to be going over to Central Asia and to India on some incredible virtual touring experiences. You're going to learn all there is to know about travel in these amazing destinations. Plus, we're going to be taking a very close look at those authentic, immersive experiences that you're going to enjoy. And ladies and gentlemen, please stay with us until the end of today's show, because at the end of today's show, we're going to be going into our virtual travel lounge. This is your opportunity to ask all the questions that you want to ask about escorted touring and travel in Central Asia and India with Wendy Wu Tours. Our travel experts are there waiting to meet you and to answer all of your questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, a real treat for you now. I'm joined by the fantastic Wendy Wu, founder of Wendy Wu Tours. Wendy, great to see you today.
Great to see you too, Andy. Hello, everyone.
Now, Wendy, really exciting, a new brochure out now. Ladies and gentlemen, we can see the new India and Central Asia brochure. Very, very hot, just landed. Super excited about this. Wendy, being a specialist in Central Asia, now I heard that the Shanghai Corporation Organization Heads of State Annual Summit 2022, a bit of a mouthful, was held in Samarkand in September. Now, Wendy, as a specialist to this region, what does this mean to Wendy Wu Tours, your travellers, and of course the local people?
Andy, I think this is actually super important for everyone, because it is all about the Silk Road and tea routes. To begin with, all the country heads from China, India, and all the way to the central region of the five stems countries, then to the Caucasus region of Armenia, Azerbaijan, then all the way beyond, they are all together under one roof and discuss of the future economic plan and grow. Should it be successful, then all the people's life will improve so much. And for Wendy Wu Tours and our travelers, that is, normally we dig deep into the history and the culture to show our passengers the diamonds. But this time we will be able to do more. All this country, and we are able to bring our passengers, please come with us to experience and witness the transformation, a brand new future from the very beginning, to witness the history in the making, which is the revitalization of the Silk Road and the tea routes.
Wow, fantastic, Wendy. I mean, I love that. So much to come. The revitalization of the Silk Route, amazing, amazing. So, Wendy, with all of that in mind, when is the best time to go?
Andy, normally I will say the best weather. So, for Central Asia, that is a spring and autumn, so April, May, all the way to September, October. And for India, it's now and all the way to April, May, and then it will be good again in September and beyond. But because the countries are being locked down a little for 3 years, so now it's just open. Therefore, there's one special tip that I need to share with all of our travelers. That is, providing the best weather, then you go as early as you can. And I want to just use, you can see here is Matt and Irvi. Matt is our operational manager, and also that's Irvi is one of our super important customer, and they are in Central Asia now. And before that, there's loads of other photos come from Japan, and every customer says it's the best time to go now because the country just opened. Everything is so fresh, rejuvenated. So, and there's no crowds. So all of a sudden, it's like a travel returning back to 30 years ago. It's like once a lifetime opportunity. You get to be up closer personal with the attractions, with the local people, with even the wild animals. It's super special. And plus, the locals have not seen a tourist for so long. They absolutely love you. So to go earlier if you can.
So fantastic news, Wendy. A new collection, a new brochure out. Central Asia is open for travel now. I am very, very excited. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, I'm packing my bags and I'm going across there now to take advantage of this. Wendy, I've got to say, you say travel to India now is good, but I heard that the new India visa has posed some problems. Is that right?
And you're right. Because the visa is new, so therefore it's complicated for everyone who wants to go to India now. However, our operational team works very hard with you and every step of the way. So when they first put this visa out, immediately we prepared a very thorough visa guide to help you in every question, make it very smooth. Then when they reduced visa appointments, then we went to the Indian High Commission, got more appointments for our customer as well. So be rest assured, when you're traveling with us, we will do everything to make sure you are the first one to know everything needs to be done. And also, we hope this visa will be gone soon, so the e-visa will return. And in the meantime, our operational team already decided from this point, when you make the booking for India, we will immediately start to process your visa. So therefore, it will be smooth ending. By the way, that's really good news. Sri Lanka, the little sister country of India, is also in this brochure. It's very easy to get to just by e-visa. And our local partner told us everything is going back to normal. The country is beautiful and stunning for visitor again.
So Wendy Wu Tours, #1 for Japan and China. But come on, tell us, Wendy, what is so special for Wendy Wu Tours in Central Asia and India?
Yes, Andy. Central Asia and India is very far away and remote. The culture and history is very different. So, Wendy Wu Tours are fully inclusive. It includes your return airfare all the way there, and includes 3 meals there every day, and includes all the highlights and the sightseeing and the daily tours, which all of these combined enable our passengers to experience the very specialty meals and all the local flavors and the taste, and plus all the cultural highlights and attractions. For example, we take you to the Savaniti region and the Ashiguri village, which is in the mountain area, very hard to get to. But once you are there, you will immediately be able to visualize and almost can feel the ancient camel caravan passing through with all the goods from China and India all the way to Middle East on their back. So it's wonderful. Then, for example, in India, we will take you to experience the famous toy train in Shimla, traveling through the mountainous and the stunning tea region. And that is just very deep into the history and the little diamonds. But as I mentioned, for Central Asia and India, we can do even no more. When you come in with us, we will be able to show you the beginning of the transformation for the future, including the SCO planning. And so in a way, you get to experience the flourish, the journey of progress for that region from the very beginning. So all of that make Wendy Wu Tours Central Asia and India very special.
Fantastic, how exciting. Wendy, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you for coming into the studio.
Oh, thank you, Andy. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, very exciting. You've heard all about Central Asia and the experiences, those authentic experiences. Well, now we are going right over to Central Asia to take a look. Let's get up close and personal with those experiences. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Have you got your bags packed? Because we are about to travel. Yes, we're going over to the Silk Road and we're going to take you on a virtual tour on the road to Samarkand. Now, here's Peter Crane to take you on that journey. Peter.
Thank you, Andy. And it's my pleasure to introduce you to one of my favourite regions in the world, to Central Asia. Here is a place where history, architecture, and landscape combine in the most dramatic way, where the fabulous cities of the ancient Silk Road will transport you to another age, and where you'll witness the vast, majestic landscapes through which camel caravans transported silks and other goods from China to the Mediterranean. Due to its location on the bridgehead between Asia and Europe, Central Asia has always been a turbulent region with a long and very eventful history, invaded and occupied by Genghis Khan, by Tamerlane, and by so many others, including most recently by the Soviet Russians. The region is now a real melting pot of peoples, religions, and cultures. So when you travel here, you'll see firsthand the way all these influences combine in the food, the music, the art and the architecture, even the people themselves and the languages. It really is a remarkable region. Our most popular tour in this region is called Road to Samarkand. It's a really special itinerary, combining as it does the most beautiful landscapes of the region in Kyrgyzstan with Central Asia's most extraordinary architecture in the fabled Silk Road cities of Uzbekistan. It's a 22-day tour starting in Bishkek and ending in Tashkent, and along the way we take in the full sweep of Central Asia's Silk Road history. And as always, with Wendy Wu Tours, it's a fully inclusive itinerary with all the meals, all the sightseeing, activities, guiding, accommodation and transport included into the price. The physical rating for this tour is 3. This is not so much because of the walking content, but more because of the high altitudes we go to and also some of the long journeys and less than perfect road conditions in this part of the world. The tour begins in the capital of Kyrgyzstan, Bishkek. Here we discover the city and then drive into the nearby Ala-Archa National Park in the Tian Shan Mountains to take in the dramatic landscapes of snow-capped peaks, waterfalls and rivers. Next we head eastwards to Lake Isikul, where we enjoy a cruise on the lake, which is set in the most majestic location with soaring mountains to the north and to the south, reflected often in the water. At nearby Karakol, we visit the unforgettable Sunday market. This is one of Central Asia's most traditional and most authentic markets, where you'll witness the local nomadic people coming in from the surrounding countryside to trade their sheep and their horses and other animals and other goods too. We also go to a nearby village to watch a fascinating demonstration of eagle hunting. This is one of Central Asia's oldest traditions, and for centuries eagles have been used by the local people to hunt across the landscapes of the region. One of my personal highlights of this tour is the historic and extremely remote Tash Rabat caravanserai, set above 3,000 meters in a peaceful valley dotted with nomad yurt camps and surrounded, as you see, by snow-capped mountains. In this beautiful setting, which has barely changed in 1,000 years, it's so easy to imagine the ancient Silk Road camel caravans travelling through and staying at this caravanserai. Later, a short flight brings us to Tashkent, capital of Uzbekistan, where we see the old town of Tashkent and the more recent Soviet monuments too. Plus, we visit an amazing ceramics workshop to learn about the tiles that decorate so many of Uzbekistan's most famous buildings. From Tashkent, we head west to Samarkand, which is probably the Silk Road's most famous city. Here we stay 4 nights and have 3 full days with plenty of time to see all the key highlights of Samarkand and many of its lesser known highlights too. Samarkand is probably most famous for this place, the Redistan Square, with its perfect architecture and the exquisitely decorated facades of the 3 madrasas lining the square, which date back to the 15th and 16th centuries. We also visit this place, Gur-e-Amir, which means in Persian, Tomb of the King. This is the magnificent resting place of Tamerlane, founder of the Timurid Empire. This building is regarded as one of the greatest examples of Islamic art and architecture anywhere in the world, and it was the prototype from which many other great buildings across the Islamic world were built, including the Taj Mahal in Agra. So our journey continues from Samarkand to Bukhara, with its equally impressive collection of buildings and monuments from the Timurid Empire. Like Samarkand, Bukhara prospered from the trade along the Silk Road and now has more than 140 classified architectural monuments. UNESCO has listed the whole entire centre of Bukhara as one of its listed sites. Here we have plenty of time again, not just to see the sites themselves, but to soak up the atmosphere of the place, which is remarkable, and to meet some of the local people, including a visit to a local workshop where traditional crafts such as block printing, metal chasing, embroidery and carving are still being practiced today. Then we travel on to Uzbekistan's 3rd and final Silk Road city, Khiva, and stay for 2 nights. Khiva is much smaller than Samarkand or Bukhara, but it's just as impressive, especially in its UNESCO-listed city centre called Ichankala, which is surrounded by a mighty brick wall, and is home to the massive Kunya Ark and the huge unfinished minaret of Kaltaminor with its gorgeous tilework. And from here, we take a short flight back to Tashkent, where the tour comes to an end. So a remarkable 22-day journey through the very best of Central Asia. Before I finish, though, I'd like to briefly mention our 2 other tours in the region. We have the Ultimate Uzbekistan Tour, which is shorter, at just 12 days long, and focuses only on Uzbekistan's fabulous Silk Road cities. And we have another option, which is the longest and possibly one of the most epic and exciting tours that we do, called Journey Through Central Asia. This is a 27-day tour starting in Bishkek, ending in Ashgabat, taking in all 5 countries of Central Asia, the so-called stans of Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. Thank you, everybody, and goodbye.
Oh, I'm thoroughly enjoying the tour. It's been great experience, incredible, I would say. It's not only ultimate Uzbekistan, but it's more than that. It's beyond what I dreamt of, and it's like dream coming true, visiting all the Silk Road cities and legendary people like Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, and many more. I can't wait to come back and tell you all about it. All the places we visited so far have been great in their own ways. We visited Tashkent, Nukus, Khiva, Bukhara, and Bukhara is so beautiful. I mean, it's like you have to come and visit it to believe me. Look where I am and look at the beautiful sunset behind me. Guide has been excellent. He's been really good. He has got full knowledge of history. He's professional in his own ways and is really willing to help you all the time. I mean, he really goes above and beyond in his job. Oh, group traveling is great. I always prefer to travel in group, especially on this trip. We do have lots of solo travelers, but it's been a great experience. Everybody is welcoming, looking after each other because we got different age groups, and it really makes you feel that you are not stranger, but it's like one big happy Wendy-Wu family.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a fantastic time looking at Central Asia. But today's show is in two parts. We've done Central Asia, and now it's time to head over to India. Yes, let's go over to India now and have a look at some of those amazing, authentic experiences. Wow, don't they look amazing, ladies and gentlemen, those India experiences. But what about touring in India? Well, we're now going over to India. Here's Fiona Lunadelli, who's going to take us on the flagship tour of India, Inspiring India.
Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm going to be speaking to you about India. So welcome to Incredible India. Located in South Asia, India sits on a peninsula that extends between the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. Well known for its historical architecture and vast temple complexes, India also makes its mark in today's modern world, where Mumbai is the home of Bollywood. From the mountainous areas in the north, through many changing landscapes, down to the sandy beaches of the south, each city you visit offers stark differences between the new and the old, superb scenery, iconic sights, delicious food, and an unforgettable experience. From a national park safari, colourful festival celebrations, or tranquil cruising on the backwaters, you will spend time interacting with the locals as you discover one of the friendliest and most welcoming nations. Popular amongst travellers is our Inspiring India tour, as it's the perfect choice for your first visit to India. This 14-day tour covers most of the Rajasthan state, situated to the northwest of the country. It is home to beautiful, colourful cities, serene lakes, medieval forts and palaces, and of course exotic wildlife. Starting in Delhi and visiting Agra, Ranthambore, Bundi, Udaipur, Pushkar and Jaipur, you will be taken across this beautiful state to visit impressive museums, purchase stunning handcrafts, and feast on many traditional dishes without a care in the world, as your transportation, meals, sightseeing, accommodation and guiding is all taken care of with Wendy Wu Tours. The tour begins in Delhi, the capital of India. Here you will visit the highlights of this vibrant city by taking in India Gate, Humayun's tomb, and experiencing a thrilling rickshaw ride through the chaos that is Delhi traffic. The significance of Humayun's tomb is that it was the first garden tomb on the continent and set a precedent for subsequent architectural designs. Leaving Delhi, you travel to Agra, where you will be spending the next 2 days. Of course, the highlight here is the world's greatest monument to love, the Taj Mahal, which was commissioned by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal. This magnificent ivory-white marble mausoleum stands on a raised platform amongst the beautiful widespread gardens and remains one of the world's most celebrated symbols of India's history. You will also get to explore the mass of red stone of Agra Fort, once the main residence to the emperors of the Mughal dynasty in the 1960s. Excitement builds as you will then leave Agra for Ranthambore National Park for the next part of your experience on this beautiful journey. Today is all about safaris. One in the morning and one in the afternoon will give you plenty of opportunity to try spotting the ever-elusive tigers. However, with over 300 bird species, leopards, sloth bears, hyena, and much more, you will certainly get to capture some of the exotic wildlife that India has to offer. Travelling further south via Bundi, we arrive in Udaipur in time for an afternoon cruise on the lake, offering you stunning views of the lavish royal palaces. Referred to as the Venice of the East, Udaipur is situated around tranquil lakes and colourful bazaars line the streets. City Palace, built in a flamboyant style atop a hill, is the second largest palace complex in India and houses 11 palaces linked through several corridors. The palace is built from granite and marble on the exterior and intricate mirrorwork on the interior, while wall paintings, murals and coloured glass adorn the balconies and towers. We then travel on to Pushkar, a Hindu pilgrimage town wrapped around a holy lake. Here one will see many bathing ghats and soft blue temples, amongst which is one of the world's few Brahma temples. The sounds of the ringing puja bells and devotion songs will be heard in the distance. Final city will be Jaipur, also known as the Pink City. With a quick photo opportunity at the Palace of the Winds, we continue to the imposing Amber Fort. This jewel of Jaipur is an extensive complex set upon the hill outside the city centre. Its sandstone exterior belies the magnificence of its interior. After Jaipur, we head back to Delhi for the last night as the tour comes to an end when you board your flight home. You have now heard all about the treasures of the North, so why not discover what the scenic South holds by booking our 18-day Kerala and the Southern Highlights tour, which includes a cruise on the backwaters while staying on a local houseboat. If that's not enough, then our grand tour of India, which starts in the north, covers east to west, and then ends in the south, will definitely give you the full India experience over a 29-day period. That's it from me. Hope to see you soon on one of our Wendy Wu tours.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, solo travel is on the rise. Yes, let's hear it for solo travelers today. I myself do like to travel solo, and if you're interested in traveling solo, then Wendy Wu Tours has the perfect options for you. There are two ways that you can travel with Wendy Wu Tours, as a solo traveller. You can travel on one of the classic escorted tours with a group, and you'll be travelling with many like-minded travellers. Or if you prefer to travel just with solo travellers, then Wendy Wu Tours have the answer for you on one of their many exclusive solo departure tours. Whatever option you choose, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be looked after all of the way. You'll really enjoy it. But don't just take my word for it. Here's Anne, one of our solo travellers, who's just returned from Jordan. And yes, Anne has a lot to say about solo travelling. Anne.
I've been very fortunate that I've had 2 long tours already with Wendy Wu, 4 weeks in China and 4 weeks in South America, both on my own, and they were absolutely fantastic, to the extent that I almost don't want to travel with any other company now, because I just feel everything is so well organised, from the initial booking to getting safely back to England. The guides are superb. The range of activity suits me perfectly. So there's some history, some geography, quite a lot about the culture of the area, the opportunity to try things, whether it's dance, music, cooking. Every day brings a new delight, really. And I do feel so well looked after. If there's any sort of problem, like in the run-up to this trip, I was worried about COVID and what would happen if I tested positive, what would happen if I had to isolate. And the logistics department answered all my queries immediately and was so reassuring and made me feel confident that people would help me every inch of the way. And that has been the case, actually. It's been marvellous to be so well looked after. I love that the meals are included, so I don't need to start wandering around at night on my own trying to find somewhere for dinner in a strange area. I love it that all the entries are included, so there's not this big debate about should I, shan't I, how much is it going to cost, how much money do I need to take with me. I've hardly spent anything, to be honest, just incidental expenditure. So I think the value for money, which is not my main priority, but it is also extremely good.
Ladies and gentlemen, fantastic. What a great show today. I've super enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed your travels with us around Central Asia and India. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going over live to our live travel lounge. If you scroll down your screen now, you will see a red button. Just press the red button and you will be taken into our virtual travel lounge. And there, like I said, our expert team are there ready to meet with you and to answer all your questions on escorted touring and anything on the destinations that you've seen today, Central Asia and India. I'm Andy. It's been a pleasure being with you today, and I look forward to seeing you later in the Travel Lounge.
We found Wendy Wu to be spot on from start to finish, with all the actual interactions from the booking to the preparation for the trip to arriving at the airport. It's been painless and faultless. Wendy Wu, they really do look after you.
I've been on other tours before, and yeah, Wendy Wu definitely includes sort of a lot more. It makes it a lot easier.
I liked the idea of what Wendy Wu offered. They have an excellent reputation. So I looked at a number of other tour companies, but Wendy Wu seemed to be the best.
Everything being included is really important. It makes it very, very easy and you don't have to worry.
I just felt confident that that Wendy Wu would know, the best places to go and the best things to do, and it's proved so far on the trip, it's proved correct.
I've been really impressed with not only right from the start when I rang up to book, the staff in the office were really helpful, just kind of organising things and making sure that we got all the right paperwork in.
Our national escort was Lily. Lily's been fantastic, so full of energy and so helpful. She calls us Lily's family. She's always referring to us as Lily's family. And I think she's really helped us actually bond as a group, which made the whole trip much more enjoyable.
The Great Wall was extraordinary. It genuinely brought tears to my eyes, looking out and seeing, understanding the history, and just seeing how it was built in inhospitable terrain across the mountain ridges. It was awe-inspiring.
Wendy Wu staff, the local guides, our national guide Lily, they've been more than helpful on many occasions, and they have done absolutely everything they can to ensure that we've had the trip of a lifetime.
I hugged a panda, which was an amazing experience and one that I will never forget.
I recommend Wendy Wu Tour to everybody, and tell them that if they want to go to China, nobody better than Wendy Wu Tour.
I will recommend Wendy Wu. It's been a terrific experience with them. I've been very pleased.
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I'd recommend it to people that want to go on an adventure and visit somewhere they'd probably only see once, but to see the authenticity rather than just the tourist highlights that you could see on the internet.
I will certainly recommend Wendy Wu tours when I go back to England. In fact, I'm sure we'll be going on more Wendy Wu tours because we want to go to Vietnam and other places and see Wendy Wu do those tours. So we'll certainly be booking again with Wendy Wu.